Hello and welcome back to Coffee and Conversations. My name is Alicia Drake and I am joined today with Griffin Riddle, one of the leading agents in Los Angeles and at the agency. We're here at his stunning listing on Stone Canyon Road to talk about social media and the impact that it has on the world of real estate. But first, Griffin, tell me a little bit about this beautiful listing here.
Thank you. The house is stunning, first of all, as I'm sure you noticed when you walked in.
Yes,
it's
stunning.
on one of the best streets in Bel Air, Stone Canyon Road. You have these beautiful sycamore trees, tree line the entire street, just up the road from the Bel Air Hotel. So if you're living here and you want to go down and get a drink, get a steak from Wolfgang Puck, it's just right down the street. So it's very, very convenient. And it's an amazing home. It's very special. It has this English Tudor outside, totally contemporary and new on the inside. So it's a perfect blend of old and new. And I think it's going to sell pretty fast.
I know you're going to sell it right away. It feels a lot like a celebrity compound to me.
Thank you.
Yeah. So here we are today in 2018, where people spend hours on their phone looking at social media. How do you feel that has actually impacted how real estate agents sell property?
I think it has affected a lot, and I think it actually has a large impact because now we have tools that we didn't used to have. We have Facebook, Instagram, Snapchats. So now, especially in the era where everybody wants what everybody can't have or doesn't have, we can do a sneak peek. We can post on our Instagram, post on our Facebook, a coming soon property, and then we have people reaching out to us saying, what is that? That's not on the market, I haven't seen that, I wanna go see it. And so it brings people in sometimes even before we're on the market. And we've had cases where we've sold properties for a higher price than we even thought we could have because they had something that nobody else knew about.
So do you feel that social media overall has actually impacted the real estate market?
I do. I think it greatly has affected it because statistically, 93.7% of people find their homes online now. People aren't looking at newspapers or going to the local real estate shop to see what's on the market. They look on their phones, whether it's Redfin, a Zillow, now even Facebook or Instagram. People are looking at their phones constantly. And what ends up happening is sometimes you get people who aren't necessarily in the market looking for a house. All of a sudden they're scrolling through their Facebook or Instagram page and they see this house that is exactly their style, or maybe they weren't aware of it and they say, hey, let's go see this, why not, let's check it out. They come to the home and they fall in love with it. So we end up getting cases where people are buying homes that weren't necessarily working with an agent or currently looking or anything, and their dream home became available all because they saw it online.
Let me ask you this. Do you believe that the amount of followers a real estate agent has actually translates to a higher sales price for a seller and their home?
So I think it definitely can. Obviously not all the time, but I think it can only because if you have a large following and you post something coming soon, or you post one of your listings online and you have it go out to 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 100,000 people, however many following you have, that's more eyes on your listing. So as I mentioned before, maybe there are 2 or 3 or 5 buyers that weren't necessarily in the market, but they see the house and they see how beautiful it is and makes them want to come into the property. As real estate agents, our #1 job is getting as many eyes on our listing as we can, getting as much activity, as much traction to it. And if we have more people coming in and more people wanting the house, we can therefore bid the price up. And then we get more money for our sellers. So not every case that happens, but there has been cases where we've gotten a lot of people who came from our social media efforts and we had more people want the house and we were able to bid the property up that way. So it definitely can have that effect.
So I was at this luncheon and I was sitting next to one of the top agents in Los Angeles. And he shared this story with me that he had gotten a lead through his social media and he didn't actually feel that it was a real lead. So he handed it off to one of his team members. And it ended up turning out to be a real buyer who ended up buying a $10 million home. Have you yourself ever had a lead from social media that was a buyer or a seller that came just blindly to you just like that?
Well, it definitely can't happen. And I think it was lucky that he gave it to a team member and it actually ended up working out. But it does happen. And yes, we will get a lot of people that reach out to us and it's hard for us to know if they are real or not real or what. But we live in a world now where you can't always judge a book by its cover. You can't judge people if they are qualified or not just by looking at their Facebook or Instagram page. But we have had people reach out to us, and some cases they do work out, some cases they don't. But another thing is that we have a lot of colleagues, other real estate agents follow our pages. And so what happens sometimes is we'll post something online, we'll post a property or a coming soon, and we'll actually have an agent that we may or may not know reach out to us and say, hey, what is this property? I may have a client for that. And then we're able to generate a showing through our social media efforts that way, because the agent maybe wasn't looking on the MLS, or they weren't looking or had this person in mind, but when they saw that photo or they saw that video, it sparked that, wait, I have a client for this. And then they come in and then we have a showing or sell the property that way. So that's another avenue where social media can absolutely help sell the home.
Wow, that's great. I hope that happens to me. I haven't had it happen yet, but I hope it does. So this is what my feelings are about social media. I feel that social media kind of can give a consumer a little insight into the personality of a real estate agent or the type of properties that they sell. And also, maybe if they look hard enough, they can find out the why of that, why that agent is an agent in general. What do you feel that your social media projects out for you?
Well, you said an important thing there. You said the why, and that's important to me. And so on my Instagram page and my social medias, it's a lot about the properties, obviously, a lot about my listings, but it's also a look into who I am as a person. And I think we're in a world now where when you are interviewing people, whether you're looking to get a job or maybe you're interviewing for the listing, a lot of times the person you just interviewed with will end up going on your social media page. And if they look into who you are and they say, wow, I like who this person is, they're into the same things I'm into, what they believe in is something that I believe in, they look like a good person, they may choose you that way. And so I think that's very important. And I always try to showcase who I am as a person, who I am at my heart, and my why of why I'm in this business. My clients can look at my social media pages and they can see that and they can feel that. And I think that's translated into, making a lot more clients.
It's all very interesting and very insightful. Thank you so much, Griffin, for joining me today and sharing your beautiful listing with me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you having me. It's been a lot of fun and hope to do it again sometime.
And thank you for joining us today. Join us next time as we talk about the agency. Are they going to be bought by a big company? Or are they going to be merging with somebody else? Or are they going to stay the perfect boutique agency that everyone has grown to love?